something bidimensional and maybe it's not even so overt, but there are elements that connect very much to very specific. And it's still, it's what we immediately wouldn't define as immediately political, but the whole rework of the aesthetical level, it's brought up to a point that implicates and generates a kind of reflection that is much stronger what it first looks like. And in that sense, I think that it's good also still to maintain this kind of much more flexible kind of relation with also different art practice. And so we can find in that sense interesting and powerful political implication, even in work that has this kind of very much defined aesthetical level, accomplished, whatever. And that it immediately doesn't look really like, let's say, oh my god, it's really process-based, kind of working in the outskirts of a desperate town. And in that sense, but still can have this kind of further and stronger kind of influence on many people's minds, and also on a longer, let's say, in a longer time frame. Which, of course, again, the case of Richter is interesting and it's telling because his work wasn't probably perceived as that much powerful when it was out, I think still, in the early 70s and so on, but then 30, 40 years later it became really, in that sense, much more relevant.
I'm sorry.
I've been painting his uncle in a Nazi uniform in the 50s, was obviously quite painting his uncle in a Nazi uniform in the 50s was obviously a very strong statement, even though it was just after Second World War. So it was an intentional problem, that's the way it turned out. I think you could say the same thing for Andy Warhol in a way. I mean, he always claimed not to be interested in his subjects, but I don't think someone who paints Jane Kennedy 2 weeks after her husband died, or Marilyn Monroe 2 weeks after she died, can claim not to be interested in his subject. Obviously, I don't think he was a political artist at all.
He's talking.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I'm sure that it looks like the provocation worked. Yeah. I don't know if any of you have any questions, we want to carry on.
Yeah, and actually I'm very curious about Stefano's reflection too. This question, because when you try to ask this question to 3 people who are not artists, I'm really curious.
We should ask maybe how much, intentional or not has been, I don't know, maybe your shift, since your works, as far as I know, probably a few years ago, it was dealing a bit more really with the mediated representation of reality, since it was so very much based really on media representation, since you're really working with video, and in that sense you became increasingly involved and not only interested, also with really dealing in a much more immediate way, really dealing with the public, dealing with the real context, and really this whole idea of mobility, and dealing with specific situations, and of course just bringing also something which is just like a potential first element, and you just are like providing somehow the conditions to ignite, to start reaction, because of course you have just this kind of statement, whatever as simple as can be, but then you're bringing really different kind of context, and by the kind of friction that you want somehow to generate, you are expecting to have a different result from time to time. I can imagine that has been probably, I guess, in 10 years, the major shift in your own practice. I don't know how much have you been, I don't know, doing it intentionally, or it came, one project after another one, or you had was really like something like very like a natural process, I was not thinking like 10 years ago about something like this, but it was there. It was like project after project. It was a very like an evolution of something. But finally, I was always very interested about kind of media, the influence of the media and like propaganda. This was really inside me, and finally, I started probably also with the American flag or something working like this. Because this was one of the points.
Yeah, the click point.
Yeah, and after probably is more consapevolezza.
Awareness.
Yeah. And probably you sometimes I think you need time for have this. I think it's nice. It's not like okay, like the idea of the young artists have like it's a genius. You are 20s, you are a genius.
No, it's really bright.
It's like something like a process. You arrive and step by step. I'm very happy about this process.
And do you find it kind of re-engage you?
Yeah.
The way you engage art?
Yeah.
$1 million question.
Yeah, okay. Oh, it's not an interview to me. No, it's very interesting.
Give back.
Yeah, it's very nice. And it was very interesting because the three aspects of your talk.
I have a question for you.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry.
No, okay, no, to everybody. Very specific.
Okay.
No, okay, yeah.
No, just because
We are here.
yeah, I mean, I know your work for quite a long time, and I remember when it was simply B-dimensional, and then eventually you switched to this new strategy. And I was wondering if you were, I mean, this way of operating obviously gives you a lot more visibility.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if you were consciously aware of that, if it was a deliberate, or if it was more like a consequence of what you were doing. You just kind of with your body language, you need to get
It's the two is yes of
a bit of both.
yes.
Very clever.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
You were aware?
You were a bit aware, but not.
No.
Always.
Yes.
Okay. You were like you were not in a course. You could never get away with it.
No. Okay. Maybe
Maybe
one last.
from the.
No. I think we got it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So was a bit tricky when the panelists are more